Say, man, you know what time it is. It's episode number 170 of the Maki and Kane podcast, which means we are now part of the welterweight division. Yeah, Leon Edwards, we coming for you, bitch. But with that being said, I'm finna pass the mic over to Kane. We finna talk about your boy Charlie White and how he played you dumbass goofy goobers once again. I just went on the C White clips and that TikTok blew up, all y'all laughing. Well, guess what, motherfucker? When we got the last laugh, there was niggas making duets, saying that's what you get, that's what you get. Well, bitch, this is what you get. I'm finna pass the mic over to Kane, and then I'm gonna let him start on the topic of this situation. This is the topic of the episode, and basically how easy it is to play on the minds of people on the internet, and how they're so negative that, bro, anything that's negative, they cling to believe in, even if it doesn't fucking make sense, because they're searching, they're preying on people's downfalls.
You already know what it is. We're back here to search some more game on the ground for the movie rounds. We just got the panel ready for the next round. And it's crazy, bro, how easy it is to play on the minds of goofball people who sit around and believe everything that they see and hear. At first, I ain't gonna lie, at first I thought it might have been real. But as I was watching it a little more, I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, I remember seeing a video of Charleston. He's sitting here saying that every single time he gets on the camera, he's acting, he's playing a character on the internet, which got me thinking he could be acting this out too. And it turns out he was, and I was right. He's sitting around, and because he was live on the game related podcast later on after the fact, and I was in there for a little bit watching. He was talking about how everybody, all the big people who aren't posting him are posting him now. Well, not all the big people, but all the people who weren't posting him are posting him now. All the people who weren't watching him are watching him now. And it's just like you can't make this stuff up, bro. It's so easy to get into the minds of people who fall for everything. You know, when you're dealing with Keisha's gonna look for anything and everything, even if it's false, to believe in, so they can say, "Ha ha, yeah, that's why this happened to you. That's why that happened to you." They look for everything, but and they feel stupid whenever they realize that it was fake. But then they sit around and they still try to say, "Nah, man, that really happened. That really happened," because they want so bad for it to happen. And it's like, I done told you, stupid ass, that it was fake, but you're still sitting here saying that what I told you was fake is real. I know it's fake because I staged it, and you're saying, "No, that really happened." There's some people that are really out there like that. So it's real easy to play on dumbass people and get like hella views for your content and shit. I mean, Charleston, you can't even be mad at it, bro, because he's doing what he do. He plays in the minds of stupid ass people, and they really fucking fall for it too. Shit's goofy as hell. Oh shit. So anyways, yeah, man. He said that some dude had ran up on him and pistol whipped him or whatever. While he fell asleep in the barber chair. Now, it's a goofy story. It's a funny story. Had it really happened, I don't think that it really would have happened because everybody knows that Charleston stays strapped up. Not even strapped up, but he stay ready for anything, bro. He'd be having the mace on him, the fucking police baton, all that stuff, the taser. He'd be staying ready to go in case if anything happens. So with that being said, I don't think that there's any way that actually could have happened.
Hey, say,
It was good.
can you hear me?
Yeah, your audio's doing that thing again, but yeah,
Hold up, man. Yeah, we got technical difficulties going on in this.
yeah, but
Hold
not
up. We got
there.
Carlson there, and let me drop the link real quick, man. Yeah.
Anyways, your
So yeah,
audio clear now.
Carlson. Gonna drop this real quick. But yeah, man, these niggas is stupid. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is put something out there. You gotta throw this motherfucking frisbee, throw this bone. And all these hungry, thirsty, goofy, lousy motherfuckers are gonna chase after it. And like I say, when they're searching for negativity, anything that hold up real quick, let me bring Crop. Hey, we got the plug,
To my
Cross himself
brothers, I
in the
finally
building.
get a chance to get blessed on the channel, bro.
Let's go. No, it's
Yeah,
vice
yeah, yeah.
versa. You done stepped
You
up
know,
into
I
the
already know, my nigga. Like,
this
hey,
is a
man,
special episode. Hey, episode 170. Let's go.
hey,
So,
man, salute to my brothers, man. Kane,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
just sitting there. I just got off. Charles was on his shit. Like I was saying, I was sitting there laughing. People's all doing, and they get played every time, bro. Like I think this shit fun. Like first of all, he in the ambulance, all right, with a band-aid on his head. Like, I mean, this is what I'm trying. And here's the thing about it, I tell people, man. I told him, man, I give him respect because I text him when I saw it. I text him like, "You okay?" He didn't respond back. Usually, you know how I go. And then I text Dude, and then he was like, I said, is he okay? He was like, yeah. So then right then and there, I already knew. Now we all know Charleston. One thing about him is now whether it's true or not, that's just the power and the perception of what the internet is. Because again, even when they asked him about the shot at the club, and then later on it came out. Now, whether something happened, only he knows. Now he's smart enough to know that, hey, let me create this video, and because again, he knows the internet. What's so funny is the fact that the internet, he let the internet uh, think about this, bro. He snitched on himself. I mean, there's no other audio or no other video showing somebody recording him, catching him lacking.
Not a single one.
And that's why I was like, damn, that shit crazy. But like I told him, you're a genius because again, you got to remember he don't have his other channel and he just jumped back into the algorithm. That's why a lot of them, and that's why I respect you, is because you understand certain things. You could have got out there and said the same thing. And me too. Like it, if we didn't know and understand how the internet works, could have jumped out there and said, yeah. Well, yeah, he does this and this and this. My thing is, people don't realize whether he said something or not. Where is the guy that he is talking about?
Exactly.
And did anybody Google the guy's name that he said? And then not only that, if he got hit while he was asleep, like he even said, where's the blood at? Like why would somebody that's bleeding, why would they put a Band-Aid on your head, bro? If you got hit in the head with a pistol. Like, I mean, come on now. Like they, like on life, gas money, right? Gas money.
Yeah, that's 100% fact, bro. We've been having some technical difficulties. Y'all gonna have to bear with us on this fucking
Oh no,
episode.
y'all good, man. That's just how it go, man.
Yeah.
I know how the internet goes. So yeah, but no, that's what I'm saying. Like even you said, you told everybody it is not real. Here's the thing about it is, you can tell the sad part is you can tell 1,000 people that it's not real, but that one person can sway 1,000 people. So when you get on there, and here's the thing about it, and there's no knock to anybody else, but when you're talking about credible, quote unquote, bloggers that have content, don't do the due diligence of doing their homework, they look stupid. Because again, how can you get the video if he is the one saying it, and whomever it is that he then came up with, whether it's real or not? Because you got to think about it, if the dude is who he is and he's a criminal, he's not going to videotape it.
Shit, I don't know. Some people in this fucking generation are dumb enough to do that shit.
No, listen what I'm saying. This guy, allegedly, they said this guy was in prison.
Right.
You got to remember, you're talking about a guy in his age group, right? That they claim that he said something about. So you got to think this guy is 40 some years old, has been in prison. Like for example, his brother was in prison, or some people in prison for 20 some years. Explain to me, how would he be equipped? And this is illogical. This is my perspective. How would he, at 40 some years old, come out in the world and then learn how to operate a cell phone to then go live and have the footage if he doesn't even, at that age, at 40 something, being in prison, understand just the meaning of clout?
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
now let's take it even further. You're in a sociable public atmosphere, which is he's getting his hair cut. Now, there's other people there. There might be young people, old people, women there. It could be like a beauty salon slash in certain neighborhoods, beauty salon slash barber. So then therefore there's men and women there. So if there's men and women there, who recorded him?
right, right.
Talk this much trying to get into it, damn. Uh, she's with stream, y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can hear you. Yep, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
I don't know what that, but yeah, whenever it was cutting me out, you were dropping game. It's just you see so many people in our culture. They say chess, not checkers, but bro, they literally all they do is fucking play checkers. That's the reason why, even though as soon as you see something like that, you're gonna feel a certain type of way because you don't know if it's true or
Right,
not. But just because you feel a certain type of way doesn't mean that you react on it, which is like kind of an example of what happened the other day, even in Dewberry's stream. People have to be able to remove their emotions and understand that we're on the internet. We're not sitting across from a table. We're not at the mall. We're
right,
not doing any of those things. So when all these people cling to these narratives, what it tells me is they're searching for something. And of course they're searching for something. He's, one of the most controversial people on here, so they're looking for those things. And it's just crazy how quick you can play on the minds of people, and you could just sit back and say, "Oh, this is happening, that's happening," and they just believe
right.
it. The deception is insane, and the level that it's gotten to is completely crazy. And it just goes to show that we say that we want to unite, but man, we fall for everything. So how the hell we gonna stand up if we fall over everything?
No, you're absolutely right. And to piggyback on that, I think a lot of times what it proves to in the whole big scheme of things that perception is real.
Mm.
Right, like we want to ignore, like, use example when you see somebody on and I'm just using social media platform, the Instagram or whatnot, when they're
Yeah.
sitting in there holding a stack of money and they have on the Balenciaga shoes or the Balmain jeans, and they got the chains on with the chain, with the money set up with the jewelry on. Now perception is he's getting money, or the young kids think he's getting money. Now, logic for me now understanding the internet is, are those his shoes? Is that his car? Is that his jewelry he's wearing? Is that his money? That's how powerful. No one asked that question. They assume so much to the point where, like Charleston said, whether it's true or not, that's where the money comes in. Because the crazy part, people will pay money. I just said this earlier. I said, people, I told my homeboy, because I got phone calls forever. So he asked me, I said, so he's on there saying that, yeah, they tussle with the gun and this, that, and the third, and he could have killed him, and he's showing you a text message, and he's saying all that stuff. So he said, yeah, man, but if a person pay him, I said, okay, say for instance you pay him $20,000. He said, yeah. So he's gonna come on your platform. What you're gonna do is, because he's smart enough to understand, is you're going to explain and ask him about his upbringing, where he got to, and then the ultimate question, what you're paying for, is, hey, so what everybody wants to know, can I tell you? And he's gonna say, because you paid for his interview, and say, hey, yeah, you can ask me anything. So, what happened that day? Man, say, homie, man, listen, you know, it's the internet, man. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you have to do what you do on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I had a moving artist. Now, understand something. He already did that on his platform for no money. But if he tells that, whether it's true or not, he already said it. Now, because he is a uh, right now YouTube icon, what happens is that people still going to pay. It's like a prosperity preacher. That's what perception of everything is. Prosperity preachers only preach about prosperity, but they don't tell you about the downfalls of life. They only tell you about what they need to get to the point where people will start believing, because perception again is very powerful. And if you're, like with him, when he's telling the truth, most people don't know what the truth is because they walk in a lie. They live a lie. Their social media platforms a lie. When they're around their friends, they have a different persona of who they are. But when they go home, they are who they are. So they have a lot of times of trying to balance out what's real and what's fake. That's why nowadays you see people have so many more followers, and not everybody, but they have more followers because they can interact more social that they call quote unquote what's social, but it's not social because it's not facial interactive versus what is digital. You see what I'm saying? They've learned to equip with, oh, I can have, this many damn followers, but at the end of the day, you don't know them, you know, from a conversational, from a face to face conversation, if that makes sense.
That makes amazing sense. And like I said, everybody has an alter ego. Even when I go live on TikTok, I become a lot more energetic, a lot more vocal individual as I am in person. I don't say as much to people because not everybody's somebody that I want to talk to. But I understand that this shit is a business, so everything is heightened. But the crazy part is I can literally tell you, hey, everything I'm doing, character. And people are still going to get offended by the character. It's insane. Like, I see it all the time, and I just sit back and laugh because anywhere I want you to feel, all I have to do is say something, and I can control you.
Right. And that's like even with you guys, how I always tell you about you guys, why I stayed up, I saw you on here. I was like, man, I get the opportunity to get blessed to come on here. Like even with you and Kane, one of the things, like even with you, Kane, I tell Mike, one of the things, Mike is a very outgoing person. He's like me in like Charleston and Dubai, whether he wants to or not, he's a social butterfly. Like he's a very friendly person. You are too. But we all got to remember now when we're on the internet, and I'm gonna give you the game while we're on the internet because right now I feel like yeah, later you motherfuckers gonna blow up, but you have to be. Now I ain't gonna say the asshole, but you have to be. You're very logical. Like when you were saying when you was telling people, you're like, yeah. So what? You could have been like, come at him like asshole wise. Like Mikey is an asshole, but he's social. He's a social butterfly. People still going to gravitate to him because he's going to speak his mind, whether it's true or not.
And
I'm
they
just giving
never
some
know where they sit with me either. They never know.
right.
They
Which
never know.
with you, you're more. You're not necessarily monotone, but you're like direct. Now, if you're gonna be direct, be an asshole and be direct. Like be like I'm not gonna say from a cultural point of view, but I'm just saying like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? Ric Flair type shit. You see what I'm saying? Like I know
Can you
that
write all this down? This is notes to improve your character because
yeah,
when you look at the
like Ric
analytics
Flair.
for me versus you, it's because I maximize my best traits.
Right, because it's almost like you guys are like opposite that what I see you could be doing what Mikey does, but Mikey does it better because he can switch it on and off. The thing about it is you good-hearted person. Like I've watched a lot of y'all stuff. Like I used to tell Mikey, y'all don't know. I watch it. I watch
Bro,
everybody
you
that's the
be knowing
underdog.
everything.
Uh,
I go to
when you
update and
when
he's like, "Oh, I know that."
when you started doing different things, even with the raccoon hat, and then you switched it up and started doing the word. Now I like that, and that's okay with that. But what you have to do is you have to trust what lane you stand in. So if you're gonna stay in that lane, stay in that lane, stay consistent, and trust the process versus you know, if you're gonna do the word, then you could be bringing people in. But then when you switch up, like I always use example, like you in the kitchen when you was making the bacon. See, I watched that whole thing, and it was funny to me. But remember now, you can't switch up. You got to either be this character or that character. You got to let somebody identify who you are. And really, like, you can pull from a family member. You know what I'm saying? Family member that you identify, your uncle that used to make you laugh and stuff. Sometimes what the pain we go through is the joy that other people might have. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what even comedians go through or content creators. We make fun of the situation because a lot of times what we go through behind closed doors is way much more difficult than what people do. So a lot of time it's therapeutic for us to get that out, whether it be funny, whether it be, like one of my favorite person is, you know, damn, I hate to even say, I forgot it. Archie Bunker. What's his name? His real name. Damn. But anyway, the fact that even though he was white, he brought something different to the culture. Yeah, it was kind of like borderline. Some people would say it was offensive, but what it showed was how people look at life through different lenses. But then he brought it together because I always tell people there's no way that Archie Bunker could have been racist because Jefferson was his best friend on the sitcom.
That part.
See what I'm saying? And they both, if you look at it, they both had the same characteristic. See what I'm saying? It's just, so people got to look past that. Like, you guys are a team. That's the way I look at y'all. You guys are a team. And what happens is you got to be like almost like CW is when it comes to Mike. And Mike will be like, yeah, we need to do, for example, we need to do this, and this. And you're like, nah, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Why you don't want to do that? Yeah, because I just don't want to. And then now y'all have content to go back and forth. Some you can't agree with everything he say. Just like I don't want him to agree, even if I'm right and he knows I'm right. Behind closed doors, that's different. The internet, they don't care.
You see how I played heel yesterday in Dewberry's Live? I went from being the youth, everybody said, "Oh man, I always like what he says." But guess what? Today you're not gonna like what I have to say. And
Right.
yesterday when I was on that panel, it was like one of the mic drop moments. Like, damn, what the? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was speaking what I think, but I just heightened it.
Well, you've learned to pick timing. You're good at timing. You know when to come up, when to say something, when not to say something, when to grab the audience attention at the peak of it, and when not to. Kane has the same way too. But what happens is that um, you find yourself when you're trying to look for yourself to grab on or gravitate to different characteristics and then try to wrap them all up. But what I've seen with you is that you can, like, I give you a prime example, right? And we on this live right now, and it's probably gonna be one that's gonna be a blueprint moving forward for a lot of people, especially y'all too. Now, you cannot, I would never expect you to look through the lens of me, of Charleston, of Dewberry, of Maki. You know why? That's impossible because we're all different individuals. Meaning, what I'm saying is, you have to look at it from in demographics, right? A lot of people in demographics, if they looked at you, what would they see? Or what would the perception of what life would be, right? So then once you take that, I might look like this, but I ain't living like this. I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that. What happens is the way you look is gonna get people to come to you. You're not gonna be talking about your own people because really you can only talk about what goes on in your world. Just like what Charles can only talk about what goes on in black folks' world, meaning as in he gravitates to them and then he starts giving his opinion because everybody has a stereotype. We all stereotype. That's the thing where we're programming, but that doesn't mean we feel like that. We might have been raised that way until we understand stuff. So you have to shock people to bring them here because y'all already are diverse. Y'all already have broke the culture barrier because you guys are friends and y'all are coming from different spectrums, right? So doing that, you got to give Maki the real truth. Like I got one friend that's on the West Coast, my guy Matt, right? He's the only guy that I used to get a key to, white guy. But I used to ask Matt something all the time. I used to like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is this in y'all culture white white in the white culture. And he would be honest with me. He said, yeah, that's some white people say, no, you looking too much into it. And he used to tell me, he said, man, I respect you enough to be empathetic, not sympathetic. Because he can't sympathize with me, but he can empathize. If that means anything. So what I'm saying to you is that that's what makes you and Mikey great. You empathize with the culture. You defend the culture because you empathize with that. So now what you have to do is tap into what your culture would even think about that. And say, yeah, why in my culture, why we always think like this? Because you wouldn't be lying and you're not putting them down. But you got to remember, coming from your eyes and what you've seen, or let's give an example. If you decide to go what the statistics say in the world of stereotypes, if you went that way, would all those people still be for mocking?
Right.
Get what I'm saying? And here's the thing about it: you're being
And
transparent.
he's Jewish, which makes it even more complex.
Right, there you go, and you're being transparent because what you're doing is and that's a good one too because you're killing the stigmata of when Charleston say certain things, not to go against him because you might even in your culture agree with that. Because I notice it, because I know Jewish culture as well. I study history is the fact that not saying they would consider you the black sheep of it, but I know that you get the stigmata of it because I can tell because your dress and I know their culture. There's certain things that they follow by and abide by. You know what I'm saying? So you can speak on that. And that's a good thing to speak on that because you can also speak on how in your culture, how, industries work. And then you can give us game on that. How you're
Right.
raised and how you're raised as far as and you can be honest with this because this is real shit. You know I'm telling the truth. As far as what you guys are taught, who and what culture to hang with. That's why I know you're a real one because I know that you went against the grain to be around Maki. See, people don't talk about that.
Right.
And you know I'm telling you. I trust me. I know. I got homeboys like that. The thing about it is, you have to be honest to destroy what the old tradition is to the new 2023, 24 tradition is. Because you can enlighten us, so then we'll understand, and then you can give us game, and then it'll help you, and it say, okay, well, we don't feel like that. Like what, I got a question for you. You being in a Jewish culture, not, and again, this is not a personal thing. I want you to speak general. In a general synopsis of in a Jewish culture, how would they reflect on CW saying what he's saying, or does he get a pass for saying that?
Right. I don't think that they would give him a pass on that. Honestly, I don't think
Okay,
anybody.
yeah, and that's being truthful. So my thing is, why is that? Is it? And I'm gonna be honest, and this is what's gonna make y'all raw. Now, in a situation like that, would it be the fact that they couldn't get past what he looked like, or that the fact that he's being offensive in what he looks like?
I think it's just the fact that he's being offensive and kind of generalizing them. Because at the end of the day, bro, nobody should give a fuck about what you look like.
Okay, so okay, I like that. So what? How did they feel about when Kanye made his remarks? Him being on a bigger platform, how did they really feel? Did they? Because, and I'm gonna ask you a next question to back that one up, but I just want to know how did they feel from that in that culture? You know what I'm saying? And again, that's a culture, not just a religion. That's a culture.
Right. I think that would have pissed him off. Seeing as how there's still family members, people who have family members who went through all that bullshit.
Right.
Uh, that
Right.
shit hit home
And
with
that's
him.
understandable. So the next question would be is why do you again, because you came up in that And again, and it's okay to be like that because again, that is your culture. Did your family feel like he was speaking down on your culture, or was there anybody in your culture that went through that?
My family, I don't think my family did, but I know that
Okay.
there's other people who within that I guess you could say culture, nation, whatever you want to call them,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
definitely look
yeah.
into it.
Okay. Yeah, no, 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 that's deep stuff. Cause see, like me, prime example, like most food that I like is halal food. See, I'm a very well-rounded person, right? I'm fascinated with the fact that when rabbis or anything like that, when they what most people don't know, like with kosher, anything that they end up cleaning, they pray over. You know,
Right,
you see what I'm saying? See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, as me, like I'm very well rounded on history and understanding, and it's intriguing to me to know that. Just like I would want, and my bad, Mike. I hate to because I'm very intrigued by that. I did not know that Cain was Jewish. So my thing is, how do you feel about the whole Palestine situation? What do you feel about that? Knowing that, and again, I want to say this, and I'll let you talk. Palestine, and I know that Hamas people back then in culture and history got along, and when they went to the Palestinians went to the mosque, they let the Hamas people watch their kids and vice versa. And then because this is an invisible line, what I guess my question is, what's going to fix it in your eyes from your culture and what you've heard people in your family speak on? Or do you think that this is blown out of proportion? I know that's like a loaded question, but you can start whenever because I'm curious.
right. Oh well, I mean, people in my family, they I guess you say quote unquote know or believe that Hamas is backed by Iran, not Palestine.
Mm,
Uh,
okay.
they Palestine obviously, don't get me wrong. There's a whole lot of there's innocent people, civilians, men, women, and children who would get caught in the crossfire of all the bullshit that goes on.
Right.
Uh, Hamas uses the civilians. They hide their weapons cache inside civilian territory. And
Mm,
I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but when they was doing all that bombing before all this shit, when they were having that warfare going on, they was firing off them rockets from schools and hospitals. That way, when Israel would fire back off the location from those rockets, it would strike those areas, making them look like they were just terrorizing them fucking people for no reason. Which is very deceptive and is very fucking disgusting too. And they when Israel told all the Palestinians, y'all need to leave because we're about to come do and wipe this bitch out. Hamas was keeping them from fucking leaving. They was blocking off all the exits. They're trying to make Israel look like they're fucking trying to commit a mass, like, fucking
right.
genocide and shit. And it's just like, people, they see all this bullshit, but they don't read between the lines of who is Hamas really backed by. Does Palestine support Hamas? Do they not support Hamas?
And
So
Right.
then
you
that's where
got
I step in and say that I actually think that his people have been hijacked by the Khazarian Jewish people that are trying to accelerate a global war. So a lot of people are trying to make Palestine out to be the bad ones, but I argue
Right.
that the Jewish are allowing this because they want a war.
Right.
right,
And I got a question to ask too now because I read and I don't know, and I'm not trying to offend anybody because of history. What I read now, I understand history of Jewish people that again, Judaism did not come back. It went away back in the early 1900s, and then it came back. I think around the 1930s and 1940s. Now, I I'm a play off of words, right? Like words that mean, certain things, whether it's suffix, prefix. So the word Jewish, when you break that word down, the ISH mean ish. Now, ish means could be, would be, should be, may be. So and this is my opinion. When I hear the person that says Jewish, because I heard Palestine say those are not the original people, right? Jewish people. Now I do know the word Jewish because most Jews don't call them. They don't say they're Jewish because the ish means uh, could be, like a what if. I don't know if you knew that or if you heard that before.
No, that makes sense. Seeing as how the fucking quote unquote Jewish media, so to speak, they run everything as far as the industry goes and shit around the
Right,
world. So I mean
right.
that would make sense. I wouldn't even be surprised
Mm.
if the people over there in Israel weren't even the real Jews, the
Right,
Khazarian Jews, the fake Jews, the ones who would have been exterminated had they not been intercepted
right.
when they were doing the bullshit that they was on. So I mean, it
Yeah.
wouldn't surprise me at all if they wasn't even the real ones to begin with. Because I
Mm.
had I had heard recently, probably about like I don't know, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, that
Right.
I think it was the tribe of Dan that had recently returned to Israel.
Wow, that's what and it's crazy you said it because that's what I heard from doing, like I said, going into the Jewish history. That's why they said there's a lot of war. Then not only I looked up that a lot of people don't know that back then it was the Rothschilds, I think it was the 1930s, 1940s, purchased Palestine. And that's one of they purchased, the basically they own the country or parts of the country or whatever. So that's the reason why it's a big war and there's a big fight. But that's not on this that's not the opinion of this channel, that's the opinion of me. So I just want to clarify that for fair use purposes. So
Right.
that's me saying allegedly. But but I do know if you Google that, who owns the actual land and the territory, what they said. So I just find it weird that, like you just said, the tribe of Dan, has end up coming there. That's pretty wild.
Yeah,
That's
no,
good.
I've heard that shit too. That Rothschilds or one of the other groups,
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was, had purchased that land before. I had to do more research on it before I, speak on it a whole lot more. But I mean,
No, that's
it,
interesting to know, bro. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look up that because I did not know that. And like I said, man, yeah, you got a lot of info and stuff. And like I said, ain't nothing wrong with it, man. The internet needs that shit, man. You guys bring a different dynamic. You and Mikey, y'all bring a totally different dynamic. Mikey, that man, I can say that that's my little bro, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see him win, and he want to see everybody win. I want to see y'all channel blow up because that's what we need. We need that. We
That's what
needed that.
what I'm focusing on is harnessing everything from TikTok to YouTube. It's a process, but when it happens, it's gonna happen.
Well, yeah, and any way I can help, dog. That's what I'm on now. The reason why I haven't been going live because I've been working on redoing this little in my area, the studio area. So I got it done. I just got to finish putting up these pictures and stuff. But yeah, I got it whole done and everything like that. So I was planning on going live tomorrow, just to launch it. But I'll let you know, Mike and you and Kane come on there. I want to because what I did was when I stopped, I said, okay. You remember, Mike, people was trying to steal the way I was doing stuff. So I said, you know what? Let me just fall off here for a while. And, I've been working on TikTok and stuff like that. And thanks to you, I started thinking, man, let me go over here and check it out. And I was like, wow, okay, I see what he's talking about. So, flowers to you, so I appreciate you on that. And like I said, you guys motivate me. And when I see this, you guys got it. But I think again, y'all got to tap on from different views, and it's okay to look at stuff differently because again, people got to realize we were all raised differently. Like me being, being up in the streets, or me going to school and me doing this, and Mikey being a different. Just because he's a black guy, I'm a black guy. That doesn't mean we grew up the same way. It's through our eyes that our perception and everything. And I think Charleston proved that tonight. That perception is everything. So, what you might have learned, that's why I respect y'all, because you could have been learned a whole different way about market. But the thing about it is you was willing to listen and be empathetic towards each other. So y'all built this chemistry that y'all got. Now just give it to the world.
Yup,
Yeah.
yup.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it
Talk
is.
y'all shit. Like, yeah, Kane can talk his shit. Yeah, I know sometimes he be wanting to say, man, come on, man, nobody want to hear that shit, man. Man, I feel like this. It's okay to say that because at the end of the day, that's what brothers do. You, offline, y'all, and you can't pay me to believe offline, y'all. You agree with everything Mike can say. There's no way. There's no way. Because
Right.
Maya be talking shit. So I know sometimes he be talking shit, and I know he be like, man, no, I don't look at it like that. But I understand that sometimes that because y'all hearts are good and y'all care about each other. But on the internet, man, fuck that shit. Yeah, fuck that shit. Maggie, you a asshole sometimes. Well, I ain't no asshole, Kane. You don't want to listen to me. Talk about that. Talk about sometimes, Maggie. Damn, Kane, why you ain't got this shit started, man? Let's get started, man. Let's turn this shit up. You always late. You always doing this, man. You ain't gonna talk. You ain't gonna say shit. And then y'all get back and forth. Because at the end of the day, when y'all get off of that, dog, y'all are brothers.
Square
Yeah.
away, square away.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just want to tell that out of love because even like that's why Charleston was telling CJ, hey man, even family and in relationships they argue, bro.
Yeah.
If you ain't arguing in a relationship in the family, dog, you ain't family.
That's facts.
Yeah.
Tabernacle.
Yeah, yeah, real talk, man. So on here, man, sometimes it's not you're not doing it to hurt him, but you just airing out some of the things. Yeah, man, dealing with him, man. He kind of funny, da 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 da. And he don't like to eat this and stuff. Man, you eat this right here, man. I want to know, man, who else eat that, man? Does any other body eat that? Am I the only one tripping? You know what I'm saying? And then you're getting what you're doing is again, you know that chaos causes cash flow. Content. That's content.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but
facts, man.
y'all ain't gonna never split up from each other, dog. I love the show, bro. And I apologize for taking up this time, but
Oh
what we
no,
talking?
no, no.
Yeah, yeah,
Episode
yeah, yeah. I
170,
just want
man.
to know what
Yeah.
I want to converse, man. Like I said, I ain't never been on here, and I don't even be up this late, bro. But I was working on this studio stuff. And I was like, man, I finally got a chance to get on here because, like I said, I want to do that. Every time I see you, when I see you on TikTok, I see the little clips. Like, damn, I missed the show.
Yeah, we typically do this one earlier than the TikTok, but
Okay,
sometimes schedules don't line up to necessarily do everything routine,
right?
but shit, we got it done. It's better to get it done than not to get it done.
Yeah,
Facts. Better
nah,
late.
man. Nah, man. I rock with you, man. I rock with both y'all. And Kane, you got to come back, start coming up in there and Dewberry Channel, man. Start coming on that, dog. Start getting stuff. The best place you can come over there is where is motherfuckers that hate you. Yeah, the best place to come over there is where they want to see you fail.
Yeah.
Yep, and they'll tell you they hear the truth too, but they really thinking you a lie.
Facts,
Yeah.
facts. And then when you used to come over there and you was coming on there, Mike he used to tell you, bro, you got to remember when you come on there and we hit that thing and you come on the panel, bro, you you certified. Stay consistent, bro.
And
That's
when you get
another
on there,
thing.
you got to be Kane. Don't be a fan. Be Kane. When I
Yeah.
go anywhere, I'm mocking.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Don't come on there. Don't feel like you gonna offend anybody. Your opinion is as valid as anybody else's opinion, bro.
Yeah, but with
So
that
Facts.
being said, man, we can go on and wrap this one up. But man, Cross, hey, anytime you're around, you're invited. We appreciate you for stepping up here and dropping some jewels, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate y'all, bro. And again, I'm gonna be tapping in and start getting more active. And it's about to get cold, so I'm gonna get active, bro. And plus, as a family, we gotta run these numbers up, dog. We gotta get up there. We gotta get up there for everybody. Because again, as he's trying to redo his algorithm, we might as well ride the wave and do it the right way. You know what I mean? Like he trying to do.
Let's go.
Facts.
Set the standard. So with that being said, make sure y'all go subscribe to everybody that watches this later, a year from now, whatever the fuck. Go follow Plug Podcast, KYH. You know what I'm saying? Go follow every motherfucking thing that we do. Otherwise, you're going to get lost. If you don't get right, you're going to get left, motherfucker. So with that being said, I'm passing the mic over to Cross first, then to Kane, and we're going to play the outro, and we're going to get out of here.
Man, first and foremost, I want to say thank y'all, Kings, man, allowing me to come on here to bless the panel. Like I said again, man, you guys trust the process and you're doing it out your heart, man, and y'all business, man. So at the end of the day, you have to respect game and iron sharpens iron. And I just want to say I appreciate y'all allowing me to come on. And I just feel like this one after moving forward, shit, let's just blow this motherfucker up because you know why? Yeah, because we can do it. Fuck is they talking about? And I ain't got nothing else to say.
That's a fact, man. So make sure y'all share with your friends, your families, your mommies, your aunties, your grannies, and everybody else that y'all know. Appreciate Cross for coming up on here, man. Good talk, good dialect, good content. And we finna get the fuck up on out of here. So with that being
That's
said,
what I'm talking about, okay? Fuck them. We gonna blow up around here. Man, hey, one love, man. Love your brothers, man. Keep growing.
yeah.
Love. Peace.
Already.